Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, a big show coming your way. We're talking cod, tuna, all the regular segments, plenty of mail, and only 3 more sleeps until Easter. So we'll talk about some of your favourite Easter destinations too. As always, please welcome Adam Ring. Adam, the Mornington Peninsula population is about to explode over Easter. How's things down that neck of the woods?
Yeah, it's been great. They take a little break between Christmas and now, but they all come flooding back. And if I was a calamari right now, I'd be trying to find the snaggiest place possible. Because if I'm going down, I'm taking everyone's squid jig with me.
We'll talk about the peninsula very shortly as well, because I heard of some good reports of whiting over the weekend. But a big welcome to Trelly. You've had a big weekend of fishing in Shepparton, Trelly. Tell us what's been happening down your neck of the woods.
Yeah, we've had a big weekend in Shepparton. We had a release of golden perch in the Shepparton Lake, and some nice 30-centimetre golden perch.
Yep.
By our minister, Charla, and our local MP up there, Susanna.
Yeah.
And the fishing's been really good around the area, so yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
We're going to come back. We've got some good photos of some of the stuff that happened on the weekend with you and Jarla.
Yes.
And also your son's been out fishing and getting a couple of nice cod as well. Where did you get them?
Exactly, yeah. Now, he was over in the Ovens River between Wangaratta and Bundalong.
Yep.
And as part of a research program going on with some scientists over there, got to catch some fish and release them and tag them.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so.
We'll talk about that later on too, because we've got some great picks. But I'll tell you what, some exciting news today, boys.
Hang on, just before we keep...
Yeah.
There's a congratulations in store for Dave.
Yeah, what have I done now?
The only person last week at the Rod Stewart concert that didn't have a walking frame. Congratulations, mate.
Do you know what? Just getting, and apologies to all the people over 70, I was the second youngest person in the place because Fee was the youngest. But I got caught between 3 walking frames and a walking stick just on the way in.
Really?
And
so
it took quite a while to get in there. So, but anyway, what a great concert. If you've never seen Rod Stewart and you want to, he might be back before he dies. Great concert, boys. Sorry for that little inconvenience last week. But anyway.
Car park with the circle.
So second in news to Rod Stewart last week was, I guess, third was the Southern Bluefin tuna. Have turned up in good numbers at Portland, but exciting news today, a 47-kilo yellowfin tuna caught off Burmie today, boys, and I think we've got a photo to show everybody that'll come up on the screen. There you go. 47 kgs of the best YFT. What do you reckon?
And this is great news because it's probably something Burmie's missed out on probably the last 3 years at least that I can think of, maybe longer, where the yellowfin season's been non-existent. It's basically gone from a poor marlin season to nothing to hoping the big bluefin turn up, which they do. Imagine they get this.
Imagine if there's a ripper yellowfin tuna
the best marlin season in 20 years, then a bumper yellowfin season, and then all these 100-kilo bluefin will turn up late at the end of our Portland season. Wouldn't it just put Burmie back on the map?
Oh, I tell you what. And that photo, courtesy of Burmie Bait and Tackle to the boys there. I think that's the cook. The bloke who cooks the hamburgers and the bacon eggs in the morning.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
And he's fishing solo too. So a 47 kg solo, great effort.
Awesome. Just awesome.
And, it was only a few weeks ago that we've said, hey, all these marlin being caught off Burmie, and further down, of course, but a lot of people were saying there hasn't been one yellowfin tuna caught amongst them. And what's going on? Are they just not going to turn up? Damn fine example to turn up, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that maintains itself, because that's just going to be
It's good
crazy.
mates. Mates.
Oh, for sure. There's not just one.
Do you think that's going to affect Portland much? Because...
You know what? I don't think so. I think Portland's got its own little unique fishery there. I still think people are going to go regardless. I guess the attraction to Bermagui is you don't have to travel a long way out to sea, because Portland is quite a fair run. But Portland's special, I think, as a Victorian.
Choice is weather. It's going to be good over there or good over there.
Exactly.
Well, Easter will be
And it's a
interesting to see
closer
how many
tie
people
too.
go there for Easter because, I mean, accommodation, all that are already booked and everything.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
let's see how that pans out. We'll come back to Portland, but don't forget, people at home, you can keep up to date with our official Facebook page with Catch of the Week, hotspots and much more. Don't forget to like us. To make sure you get to the right page, just go to our website at talkingfishing.com.au and click on the links to Facebook and Twitter. And you can join in the conversation tonight by sending your questions and comments on Twitter using the hashtag on your screen now. There you go, boys. So people can ask us questions
hit the
live,
like button.
if we can get that technology working. I'm going to talk about Facebook
just
later
don't
on,
ask
but
Dave
anyway,
to use it.
don't ask me to do anything about
Yeah.
it. But boys, time to check what's making news in the world of fishing.
And now it's time for the news. The fishery news. Sounds a bit fishy to me.
And boys, a media release out this week. Toolamba boat ramp upgrade on the Goulburn River. Recreational anglers fishing the Goulburn River at Toolamba, south of Shepparton, now have better access thanks to an upgraded boat ramp and improved vehicle traction. You know where that is, Trelly?
Yeah, that's yeah, I do actually. That's just up.
Well,
it's
south
in
of
the Goulburn.
Shepparton could be Tasmania. couldn't it?
Well, that's right, but it is upstream actually. So it is upstream, just out of Shepparton, and
Oh, is it?
they've so it's in between.
But it says in
the
here
boats.
south of Shepparton. Does the upstream
Yeah.
go south, does it?
Yeah,
Do
that's
a Yui.
right.
They're a bit
Yeah,
messed.
two
They're a bit
goes.
messed up in Shep.
Flows into the Murray, which flows north the Goulburn.
Yeah.
So it's upstream of Shepparton, but south of Shepparton. So yeah, but it's really good to see because a lot of guys have got boats that are sort of like
Yeah. I think we had a
lake
photo up
boats.
just before.
Yeah, so a lot of people have got lake boats, but they can
Yep.
get them into a lot of these spots.
Yeah.
Very hard to get access to the Goulburn River. That's a good thing.
It says here the single lane earthen ramp has been graded, re-gravelled and levelled. A 500 metre length of vehicle track has also been graded and resurfaced to enable all weather access for small trailer boats. So that's a pretty good photo just there. And I tell you what, be some beautiful fishing up that way, wouldn't there? With,
There is, yeah.
with
We've got
a ramp like that.
yeah,
Excellent.
we've got great access to the Goulburn River up our way, but just getting boats in is a little bit hard.
Yeah, 52 grand from the state government. It went to Parks Victoria and the Toolamba Fishing Club. So good to see the club involved in
Absolutely.
that bit of upgrade as well. And Trelly, later on in the media release, it says here the Goulburn River is also a productive fishery for Murray spiny freshwater crayfish, which can be targeted during the open season months of June, July and August.
That's correct.
And I've got a question for you. So is the season only open for 3 months?
Yep.
How come? Normally something would have a closed season of
For
3
3
months
months,
and an
yeah.
open season of 9 months.
Yeah. I suppose, look, I'm
I don't know
not
too
real
much
sure
about it.
exactly, but I know a lot of them sort of in Berry at the end of that 3 months. So it's probably outside that. Plus, they only come out. They only come out in the winter time too.
Do they?
So yeah, there's probably. And I'm just surmising this
Yeah.
to a large degree.
Is
but
that
also,
code for making it up?
Yeah.
No, because I thought yabbies were better off in the warmer months. Like they become a bit more active. They go into hibernation in winter and all that.
Yeah. No, a bit different with the.
The
with
stuff
the
up, you're
crayfish.
making it up, aren't I?
No, different with the no, not but different with the crayfish. They come out night time during the colder months.
Do they really?
And
Yeah.
they're probably a little bit fuller as far as you meat, like a crayfish.
Yeah,
Soft
put a
nut
fat
to it.
layer on and that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah.
And would it be easier to get them because lower flows in winter too? In
Yeah,
like places like the Goulburn where it's regulated because it's higher flow in summer, isn't it? Because of irrigation.
Well, yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Well, no, you're right. Yeah, summer's the irrigation season.
Yeah.
It is lower flow through then, but we do
Yeah.
have some higher ones where you've got to put an extra brick in your
Yeah.
net.
Is it something that's pretty popular? Do you get many guys up your way
It's
chasing him in the 3 months?
It's been hugely popular over the years because it's like cod opening, duck opening, then you've got a cray opening.
Yeah.
Another reason to go fishing.
There you
We
go.
like a good
Yeah.
opening.
We do.
We spoke about Marin the other week, and Jarla's coming on the show in a few weeks.
Oh,
We're going
nice.
to talk about that a little bit
Yeah, 'cause the
more too, because
pile's
there's a
getting-
clash of dates
Yeah.
with the squid scientists. We're going to have a poll tonight who gets first crack at the date. But anyway, Marin, just sensational. And we're going to ask, it's in the Jarla pile, can
Nice,
we fish
yeah.
from? Anyway, the next bit of fisheries news, another this is about your do. Family fun for future fishers, blah. Minister for Agriculture, Jarla Pulford, this was last Friday evening, I believe, released 50 catchable sized golden perch into Victoria Park Lake at the Twilight Fishing event to help grow recreational fishing in Victoria. Twilight Fishing is an iconic annual event that encourages people from all ages to try fishing for the first time and learn more about the great pastime. So obviously it was a Twilight event, Trelly, and
5:30 to 8 o'clock.
you come out
And
in the Twilight, and there you are, eh?
We got
We've got lots more photos coming up. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this. Some after dark photos too, Trelly. I can tell you. Anyway, that's all good. Coming up on Talking Fishing, Catch of the Week, and we take a look at the highlights of the fishing event we were just talking about in Shepparton last weekend. See you right after this.
Talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. I tell you what, Catch of the Week, every week just keeps getting more exciting, and the different species and all that sort of stuff that's coming up, it's just sensational. Let's kick it off. Catch of the Week. Kelly Morner, have a look at this kingfish from the rip on the weekend. If you think the kingfish had gone
nice
from the rip, think again, because that is sensational. You've got to be happy with that.
Awesome. And what a great timing too, with Easter coming up. I'm sure there'll be a few boats getting down there, and they should be too. With fish,
well, look in the background. I can't quite see the background from here,
good.
but looks good. That might be back inside Port Phillip, but I don't reckon there was a lot of boats out in the heads on the weekend.
No.
But that's a quality fish. That's not just a 62 centimetre. That's a
Give it
quality
workout
fish.
too, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think Kelly wrote into us and said, first time jigging, first kingfish.
Oh, on a jig as well.
Yeah, on a jig.
Well done.
Green again, so green is definitely the colour.
Yeah.
Absolutely sensational. Next one, just to add to the variety, the second best species I reckon you can catch is King George whiting, of course, and Bailey Taranto, a lovely King George whiting out of Coronella over the weekend, and sensational young man. I think that was his very first King George whiting.
Well played, Bailey.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
fish. Look, good solid fish too. I know we're looking from the undercarriage there, but bit of thickness to that fish.
I heard some solid fish caught on the weekend too. So now they were tough. I know. Two of the greatest fishermen in the world, Greg Duncan and Callan Braid Ball, were out. Callan was decking for Greg, and I think they got 5 fish for the day. So anyway, I think that was Callan. He had banana in his pants or something like that. But anyway, he is a banana, absolutely. Third one, lovely snapper, just to keep the variety going. Peter Cassidiaris. Great contributor to the show. Peter headed down the Morty Alec Pier. And nice bag there.
I'm glad we saw something like this, because with that crazy weather that we had, I know you see that weather roll across and the last thing you think about is going fishing, but the Morty Alec Pier, the harder it blows, the better the fish is. And again, similar to the kingfish, anyone who thinks snapper season's over, think again.
So we're seeing a little bit of a good return of snapper.
Yep.
It's almost like that second run, and whether they're all heading out or whether they're just getting a bit active, that temperature's certainly coming back down through that 19-18 period. So
they'll get active again, which they are
now. I think,
they are definitely.
Have they gone off? Like the background has always been caught.
Not like Charlie, but they supposedly, the warmer it gets, they do shut down a little bit and go deep in that. And I don't think the bay got as warm this year as it has in previous years. I think we peaked at about 22 degrees, whereas in previous years, you might get to 23, 24 maybe.
Yeah.
I reckon we didn't get as warm this year. I don't know why, but and then certainly as that water temperature drops back down through that 19, 18, 17, they'll be a lot more active again, and obviously check out the next catch of the week.
Yeah.
John Wolfe, a lovely snapper from Crawfish Rock.
So in Western Port too, it's not just
all bays.
We seem to get a lot more reports of this later runner snapper in Port Phillip Bay, but good to see some good fish in Western Port too.
Float again.
I mean, you can only show so many pics, but I know Jason Turner from Pro Red Fishing Charter's
He's been getting heaps.
some magnificent ones, and you can see ships in the background of his pics if you ever want to have a look at his Facebook page. And it's obviously showing that he's out deep.
Yeah, exactly.
And he fishes those Mornington, Mount Eliza areas, sort of 21, 22 metres out near the shipping channel. So sensational. Just to mix it up again, have a look at this cracker of a fish. Alexander Daphilus, a lovely brown trout out of Tolondo. Thank you very much. I saw a post the other day. Now, I can't remember. I mean, there's a lot of good mates down there, but old mate, or just say old mate, put it up there. That'll be either Trevor or Stocky or whatever. Saying that the water condition at Tolondo is the best he's seen in years.
Awesome.
So things are settled. The water's in. There's no more water going in.
Awesome.
Things are settling, and you know what? I mean, give it 3 or 4 weeks, that water temperature will come down a little bit, fish will be a little bit more active. But I think there's an absolute forecast of a lot of rain hitting the west of the state this weekend.
Nice.
So probably not good for those camping in the west over Easter, but I think...
bigger picture, it's going to be...
Well, bit of rainfall in Tolondo as well, puts a bit of fresh water over fresh ground. And
exactly.
School holidays.
Well, bugger the school holidays, Charlie. Wait till May, and I'll tell you what, I reckon Tolondo will be going off.
We'll have to make a date.
Road trip.
Road trip.
Yeah.
We should do that before the last show.
Yeah.
Try and sneak in a road trip down there and try and catch ourselves a fish. Let's have a look at the last one, and it wouldn't be the same without having a prawn shot in Catch of the Week, because Darren Payne, good old electrician from the shop, beautiful Eastern King prawns down at Lakes Entrance again, and we saw Liz with them last week, I think it was, and this week Darren, beautiful prawns. They're cracker prawns.
Oh yeah,
Very nice, yeah.
They're fat.
Yeah.
They're fat.
Be happy with those.
And I tell you what, looking through that list of Catch of the Week,
Yeah.
could it not be better timed coming into Easter?
Oh, I know.
We've just rattled
The
off
variety.
so many species. We haven't had enough room in there for the gummy sharks that are getting caught at the moment.
Gummy sharks are everywhere.
The calamari are
Yep.
around everywhere.
The southern bluefin tuna of Portland, which
Yep.
we're going to talk about
the,
as well.
The
but
brim in Gippsland are firing up. It's just...
And the fresh
what a
one's doing
great...
well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the fresh is great.
Yeah,
the
it's
cod,
good.
you know.
Yeah. What
It's
a great time of
just-
year.
Yeah, one of those things. It's awesome.
Let's start talking about cod. That's sorry, I've got to tell you people, if you'd like to send in a pic of your Catch of the Week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au.
And boys, just before we talk about cod fishing in Shepparton, congratulations to Peter Goodfellow and Emma Magulius for winning our Facebook competition last week. I would now like to officially resign from being the Facebook competition coordinator. I have no idea what I'm doing, hence there was 2 winners.
Richie
is that
Minnow's going to take it over
Richie
now.
Minnow's taking over.
After I
I
sent
tell
you
you
a text
what.
and said, Dave, I have no idea about Facebook. Can you organise this?
I tell you what, I had to hit stop something. Well, I'm not going to go into the details.
But there's 2 winners, enough said.
And I might have been a bit under the weather after the Rod Stewart concert too. But anyway, not to worry. But anyway, 2 winners. Good luck to you all.
Yeah. 2 points of prize ago.
Yeah, there
One
you
of
go.
you blokes should do the next comp. I tell you. Anyway, all good. Let's have a look at some of the cod that were caught by your son, Trelly. A couple of nice photos.
Yeah, actually.
Young Ross.
Yeah,
Now,
there he is.
That
Just
one there.
getting
So
it
you
done.
tagged that one, obviously. It looks like it's got a tagging out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Now,
it was
this
already
is
attached or
part of 6 fishing events that's going to go across the Murray-Darling Basin. There's one being held a few weeks ago in the Goulburn River.
Yeah.
This one was in the Ovens. Fishes over 2 days. And you want me to go through a couple of little stats?
Yeah,
Okay, here we
go for it.
So, as you can see, that one there, it's a nice looking fish, and there's a little yellow tag. They put 2 in the top because they only last a short amount of time. Because what they do is they come along in the next day or 2 and electro-fish that same area.
Yep.
So, in ship over
What,
this-
they'll come floating to the surface?
yeah, they electrify the water and they come up,
And then they check how many are tagged, how many are not tagged, or
pick them
whatever.
up, yeah, give them a tap, wake them up, and then let them go again.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Do
like
that
in
to
ship,
you at night sometimes, I reckon.
need a bit of a charge. In ship, like over this weekend, we had 8 cod caught over the 2 days. So it was a little bit quiet. There was a bit of a rise come through, which sort of turned them off a little bit. But it's interesting to see
What do you mean a rise?
rise in the river.
Just look on screen.
yeah,
Just look on screen at the
Hot,
moment.
the-
That
Oh, have
is-
a look at that.
That's
Yeah.
an epic cod
Yeah, now that was
and a great photo too.
just on a metre.
Yeah.
That cod, and again tagged and released into the water. So we had to jump start him, you see, by the battery down there. So get him going. No, he was fine.
So where was that again?
Ovens River.
Yeah, okay.
Upstream from Bundalong.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
That's a
look, there's some
cracking
good-
cod.
That was a ripper.
yeah, absolute ripper.
That's Ross's personal best, which he was absolutely stoked in. So,
Yeah.
So he just wants to go fishing all the time now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but interesting. Shepparton, there was 8 cod caught by 20 anglers, and then the electro fishers came through. And what you got to do is you got to work within a certain area of the river, and you get a photograph of it, aerial photograph of it, and you mark the snag or the structure where you caught it or where you caught it.
Oh, yeah.
Mark a length and a few other measurements, tag them. Electro fishers come through the next day.
Yeah.
In those spots where the 8 cod were caught and released, they actually brought up 80 cod. So
Wow.
yeah.
It shows you how many fish, in a snapshot, it shows you how many fish you drag a lure past for nothing to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hang on, it's in what length of stretch of river?
Oh, it's probably 500 metres.
80 cod.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah, that was probably 10 areas. So that's probably a
Oh, yeah,
kilometre.
yeah.
So there was different areas
still-
were fished.
Still.
So
80
yeah,
cod in a
five of the cod that were caught and released and tagged were actually brought up by the electro fishing. So they actually identified that it was 5 cod that fishermen caught.
Yep.
That actually came up out of the 80. So so it's a good bit of research.
And you got any size on those 80?
And 3 golden perch. I think the biggest one on that one was around. Oh no, on the 80, no, I didn't get the size on the biggest one out of that electro fishing.
Yeah.
No. And then the Ovens River, which you just saw the results of, Ross Sea fishing, and there was a few other. There was 11 cod caught on the first day, and because it was on the weekend, I think there was 11 cod caught on the next day, and the meter by Ross there, and that electro fishing then will go through, and we'll update you as we go along, but and find how many fish are actually lifted through the electro fishing in the ovens after that event.
Awesome.
So it's part of a management program to get cod going and see what's down there and how they're produced, and a lot to do with the size slot limits that's introduced, and how that has an effect on what's going on over the next 3 years. So it's really good.
Wow.
Awesome. So when does, because us down where we are, where the cod fishing's
South of
really
Divide.
just getting
Where the
going.
water flows south.
When will it get enough that you just wouldn't go and target cod? Will it get too cold? Because it seems like, Ross has just pulled a meter fish out, and to us it's cod season.
For some reason, the people at home are seeing all the things with the next subject, so we're going to show them again in a minute. But anyway, keep going about the cod.
Yeah, when does it end? Because we're seeing Ross with meter fish.
It goes pretty much all year round. It really does go
right through.
And so that is
I mean, you've got your closed season, which is your 3 months leading up to the 1st of December.
Because that's the best news. Because where we are, over the summer holidays, from cod opening probably through till January, it's really good. We have this nice little season where a lot of spinnerbaits, a lot of divers, a lot of vibes, and then now it's just quiet.
Peaks right now is a really good peak, but it fishes well all year.
There you go. Boys, let's move on to the event that you had on Friday evening, the Twilight event.
Yep.
We've got a few pictures up here that you, tell us about it. You and Jarla got together and put some fish into the water.
It was a really good night. We organised.
There's Jarla up on the truck there.
Yep. We organised for Jarla to come up, our Minister for Fisheries, which was really good.
Who is going to join us in the studio in 4 weeks' time, by the way.
Yeah, which is great. Be great to see her again. So, and look, with the guys from Fisheries, Steve Vidler up at Snobs and those guys, Dave. I mean, we put in 5,000 yellow belly about 2 weeks ago. We released 50 yellow belly over 30 centimetres on the night.
There's a fish going in there.
We had a free sausage sizzle. Now, the other lady there is Susanna Sheed. Now, Susanna Sheed's our independent Member of Parliament in Shepparton.
Now, you're playing bait bucket boy to the minister there.
That's what I do.
Is that your role?
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I'm just checking your official role in that.
But at the moment, look, we've got Joe and a set of waiters there. She looks fantastic.
Yeah. Do you know what that says to me there? Is that we've got a fisheries minister who's enjoying a job.
Oh,
and if you've got someone who enjoys what they're doing and they're serious about it, because I'm not going to play politics, but I'll tell you, we had sour grapes for 4 years, and that is a great pick.
Yeah, and we've got a good girl up there too with Susanna.
Trelly. Look at that. Trelly. Is that what you got up to after being with Jarla?
I'm facing the other way this week.
Is that right? Trelly, is that Shepparton after the event?
Look, I'm teaching the dog how to walk.
I reckon that is you,
Trelly. Oh, look at the minnow Richie in the corner.
That's 2 weekends in a row.
I know, get it off.
Hey, Trelly. So it was a big event last Friday night, was it?
Yeah, actually it was. But look, we really are on a roll with the government, and like I say, Susanna Sheed, our local MP, is on the front foot. She's a great girl.
Yeah.
We've got some good stuff coming up.
Yeah. Well, let's just see what comes out of Kramer's mailbag very shortly, because the Jarla poll's going to get bigger, I can tell you. But anyway,
some tough things to see.
Coming up on Talking Fishing, it's not Product of the Week. I think we've got Kramer's mailbag up next. See you after this.
Talking fishing. Talking fishing, talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Now, I actually do know what I'm doing. I just got a few things mixed up. So it is Product of the Week, not Kramer's mailbag. That's up next. Ads, Product of the Week. We walked around the shop and said, what is that? What is that? What do you use that for? What do you use that for? And we've come up with some things that people may not know what the hell they are.
That's right. This is Product of the Week this week, is the things that you see in a tackle store where you think to yourself, what the hell is that for?
What's that first thing?
So the first thing here is a swim feeder, it's basically a personalised burley cage. You can see it up on the screen now. Basically,
so that's got a swivel on it. Where do you attach that?
Well, you can buy what's called a feeder boom, which basically holds. You run your line through a piece of plastic which holds it rigid, which holds that out to the side. You then rig off the bottom of that, fill that full of burley, and you're basically burleying where your bait is. It's actually quite clever. It's very big in the coarse fishing scene, that's why.
Okay. Okay.
You'll see the carp, all the carp contingency over in the UK.
For those people that could be bothered to burley for carp, that's what they use.
That's what they use. When they're not slingshotting little pellets of burley out, they're using these. So translated over to here, the trout guys love them.
Yeah,
You can pack that full of pellets, or I've seen it packed it
Maggots.
full of maggots.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So you get this slow trail practically where your bait is. So it's a great idea.
On the packet, burley was spelt Burley. Is that how you spell burley here, or is it Berley?
Well, I'm going to leave that.
The English version.
I'm going to leave that
it
up
would
to
be the
our
English
Facebook.
version?
We're going to leave that up to our viewers. If you would like to tweet us.
Castle.
Oh, yeah? Is it
which,
burley
with
or
which
burley?
it should be, because we advertise some burley in the store at Berley,
Yeah.
and I'm going to roll with that because Paul Worsling made the spelling for it. And I'm not
if
going to
he
argue with
makes
him.
No, he wouldn't make a mistake.
So if that was an Italian one, it'd be shaped like a bit of salami, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, it'd be round.
Ads? What
Next.
the hell's the next thing?
These things are probably
Bracelets for the kids?
just pop one of them on, Charlie. These are probably one of the more useful items that you walk around. You won't see in many stores, and you don't know what the hell they're for. For those reels,
Charlie, it's not for that. Yeah. Can't see it. That's good.
for those reels that don't come with a little line clip.
Yep.
That stops the line bouncing off the spool when you're not using
Oh,
it.
so you whack that round the reel,
That's
round
right.
the spool.
It's as simple as that. It's just a simple piece of plastic which you just pop over the line on your spool so that the end doesn't go flying and line
There
goes
you
everywhere
go.
where you're storing it.
Yep.
So very, very simple. I'm just watching myself on the little screen here because I always get confused with this, and Kev, our producer, gets into me about it every week.
Looks like a good ball.
if I can smell that belly.
So that's right. So if you're not holding your line together with it, you can hang it from your nostril and go to a metal concert. Next, we've got these little squid jig weights.
Oh, I was going to say fluorescent earrings.
Well, here you go, Charlie. You can go with your go with your bull ring. So these are actually a weight designed to hang from the chin weight from your squid jig. You'll notice a lot of squid jigs these days, like the one pictured in the packet that you're looking at the moment, either has a small cutout in the actual weight. Some of them have a little, almost like a piece of wire that comes out the front of the weight, and you actually hang them off the chin of your squid jig.
And what's the advantage of that?
More weight. So you can fish small jigs in deep or tidal water. It's probably something that, I just don't know if you can see it there we go. That's very...
Yeah, that comes up right.
Yeah, it's very slowly catching on to us here. With Western Port being such a tidal place, a lot of the piers on the high tide... What's that?
Glows in the dark.
It does glow in the dark.
Charlie,
you got me, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. The other thing is, Charlie, if you want to be romantic next Valentine's Day, buy Mary a lovely pair of fluorescent. In fact, Mary actually got them last time. She goes, "Oh, how good are they, Steve?" Very good.
Find them in the dark.
So there you go. You can add a bit of extra weight to your squid jigs without fishing a big jig.
Yeah. What the hell are these?
We have a Ford fender.
Yep.
As opposed to a Holden fender.
And Holden fenders don't work.
Yeah.
It's a Ford fender
And a cowbell.
and a cowbell.
Yeah, all right. Trelly, you've been in the tackle game a lot longer than us. How did the name Ford Fender and cowbell come about?
When they can't find them on your Christmas tree in December, what do they use
I
for?
thought you were going to ask me something.
They also go with your bull ring.
That's a hard one.
So the idea is, before we go into that answer, is that you attach your line to it, have your lure out the back of it. It's just like an attract and a teaser.
It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Again, it's probably more of a freshwater thing. The trout guys love them. They sit them in front of a downrigger.
Yep.
They're
great up at Eildon and places like that.
Exactly. A lot of those impoundments, which are crazy deep, these create a lot of noise, a lot of flash, where not much light does pass through. It's just to get fish's attention.
Little tip, downrigger, hang this off a cable, back off your downrigger, but put the downrigger clip on the back of the fender or the cowbell.
And
so
then
your line comes down to the clip. When your fish hits, takes it and that stays down the bottom, so you're not fighting this weight.
Because that will cause a hell of a lot of drag.
Charlie, we're going to run out of time, but quickly, where did Ford Fender and cowbell come from, the names? Do you know?
I don't know. Let's move on.
Twitter. If you know where
or
cowbell...
Facebook, someone tell us.
Let
Where
us
did
know.
the names Ford Fender and cowbell come
Let's
from?
see what the people think.
I'm buggity fine. They sound cool names, don't they?
right.
I mean, if you
Swiss
didn't know
Alps
what
or
you're talking about in a tackle shop, someone came in and said, "Have you got a cowbell?" You'd send them down to the farmhand.
Yeah, exactly.
shop,
Or a Ford Fender. It sounds like I've had an accident in my car and I'm looking for a couple of spare parts.
Yeah. All right, next one, and you've got 30 seconds, Ads.
I was just
What is
saying,
it?
finally, bait mate. All it is a piece of cotton thread. It's nothing special, but it's so useful. Surf fishermen absolutely love it.
What do you do with it?
You can basically put your pilly on, your one hook or your gang hooks, depending on where you are, and you just give it a little bit of bait mate to wrap it and keep it on the hook. because it happens way too often with soft baits like that. You go to launch into a big
How many
cast
times?
and you watch your bait go one way and the rig goes the other, and you got to wind it all the way in and
Damn, that was
rebound
a
it.
good cast. That's a bait went the other way.
You go through a whole packet of pillies and haven't even caught a fish.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So that's
All good.
bait, mate.
5 things that you go, what the hell are they when you walk into a tackle shop?
That's right.
That's it. Up next, Kramer's mailbag and plenty more on Talking Fishing. See you after this.
Talking fishing. Talking fishing, talking fishing. Nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Boys, once again, plenty of mailbag. I know we struggled to get through all last week. I got a couple of catch-ups from last week and then plenty more for this week. First one is, hi, David, Adam and Trelly. Victor, for a second name, is okay, as I'm also Victor, named after my grandfather.
There you go.
Trelly, Victor
Good
Trelly. My 62-year-old... I'm 62 years old and have 95% of my fishing in fresh water. There you go. He's got a bit of a gripe about petrol prices, and we're here to solve the world, aren't we, boys? So I watch you weekly, and I'm wondering about the water that went into Tolondo Dam. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the water was donated by a mining company, and I think, but as usual, the government of the day took all the credit. It's all good and well for our dams and bays to be fishing well, but there is a small problem. That is the price of fuel that every fisher person needs to get to these places, as well as the fuel used by our boats. I look at the price of a barrel of oil every Sunday and have noticed that it has not changed from $50 and below for the past 8 weeks. Yet, as you will know, the prices went up by at least 15 to 20 cents a litre. When the price for fuel first went up to $1 a litre, the fuel companies gave us the formula for every $10 a barrel the price. You still with us, Charlie?
Yep.
Went up 1 cent per litre at the pumps. So on the calculation, the price of a barrel of oil must be over $250. If this is the case, then the people buying this oil at that price should be sacked. All right? Got that, Charlie?
Yep.
That the ACCC is a toothless tiger, as it has never done anything about the price gouging. Pass this one on to your guest ministers when they're on, boys.
Jarla pile.
You reckon Jarla's going to solve the price of petrol? And the other thing is,
That's
we must
us,
say
anyway.
in defence,
But he's right.
Aluka Mining, sorry, they did own the water entitlement. I'm telling you, the government did the negotiations and got that over to transfer to Tolondo. So I don't.
Yeah.
It's jointly, and Aluka Mining was standing beside Daniel Andrews on the day when they put the water in. So a big thanks went to everybody. And if
We can watch
if Jarla wants to solve the
And I agree, fuel is
petrol prices,
outrage.
You can watch Talking Fishing now and repeat now on Sundays. Watch some barrels well. But he's right. He's right.
Let's keep going on, gents. This one, I don't know. It's from gents. Firstly, well done on the show. I look forward to it every week. As a new resident to Victoria, it has helped out my learning curve heaps. I have caught your discussions on boat ramps the last 2 weeks, and I have to tell you, I'm very surprised at the poor state of facilities I have encountered. Being from WA, there are very few boat ramps that require you to pay to use them, and the rest of Australia. Most, 90%, are free and kept by unkept by local councils. They are in excellent condition and upgraded regularly. This is over in WA, not here. Also, the ramps are in poor state compared to what I'm used to. In fact, Victoria should be embarrassed by what they have to put up with. Very poorly set up compared to WA. For a start, try putting the ramp next to the jetty. Both Hastings and Stony Point are very difficult at high tide to put in and out by yourself. That being the case, I have to say that the behaviour of the people using them has been one of the best I've come across, having fished in most states of Australia. Very good. Don't know who that was from. Craig Kennington. Sorry, it was Craig Kennington. There you go. Next one, going to Portland this long weekend. This is from Sasha Mikic. Going to Portland this long weekend, would you have any GPS marks for gummies and whiting? Thank you very much for your assistance, Sasha.
Gummies and whiting.
You guys pull any GPS marks out?
The thing with... Have you got a GPS mark?
Go.
No, if you got a GPS mark, go for it.
The Goulburn River,
I would say gummies, I'm not really sure. But
Well, it's an
whiting-
offshore... The gummies is an offshore fishery, so you're better off setting up a drift line in 30, 40 metres of water, finding a nice contour or a nice little subtle drop on the bottom, and you'll be surprised. But set up a nice drift pattern.
And whiting, as you turn the corner of the break wall, there's weed beds all the way along there. It'd be
And
sensational.
there's an
whiting.
app on the phone that you can actually put, when you take a photo, gives you a GPS. When you take a photo, actually. So just
This one, evening gents, from Richard K. Acker Biggis. AKA Biggest. Great show. Love the no-nonsense approach and format. We fished the middle spit the other Sunday for a very poor result of 1 40-centimetre whiting and a few flatties and pinkies. When we returned to Hastings, a DPI representative asked us for a quick interview. One of the questions asked was whether we were happy with our fishing results for that day and in general. Our answer was fairly obvious based on the day's results and last year's snapper results in Port Phillip Bay. We were informed that based on DPI fish breeding cycle research, we were at the bottom of a 10-year low. Fishing, particularly for whiting and snapper, would continue to improve from here. Very interesting information that I've not heard elsewhere in fishing circles. Have you heard of this DPI research information before, and do you have an opinion on it?
The research has been vastly done and probably spoken about a lot more on the snapper side than it has the whiting, to be fair.
That's because they sacked Greg Jenkins from Fisheries, who did all the whiting research. But anyway,
there you go. But
isn't
it fascinating to know that what Fisheries are predicting is going to happen is actually happening? They predicted it was going to be a tough year on the whiting. It was. They predicted a couple of lean years in the snapper. It has been. But things are looking good for the future. There's light at the end of the tunnel. We've got some really good snapper breeding stocks for future seasons. And it's only going to get better. So I think it's a great thing and it's fascinating information.
We've got Corey Green, who's the squid scientist, coming up in a few weeks' time, and we might see if he can maybe bring one whitings, one snapper slide.
Yeah,
quickly
definitely.
Talk about that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I was going to talk about, we might run out of Kramer's mail, but I was going to talk about that. We've got Jarla wanting to come in on the last show of the year, and we've got Corey Green. People at home, who do you reckon should get bumped, the minister or the squid scientist?
We can have the night off. They can sit here.
They could.
And we'll go up to Toulon.
No. Yeah. Now, who do you reckon, boys? Who trumps who? The squid scientist or the minister? Who is more important?
I'm not going to say. I'm not going to.
Weak.
But I'd say the minister. There's no squid with us.
Sorry.
We're not going to get through all these, but I'm going to give you this one here. This one is from Roy from Hoppers Crossing. Hi guys, abalone is delicious, minced up after cleaning the gut cavity and cleaning out the teeth. They actually have 2 teeth. A very interesting fish species. All after cleaning, you mince them up in a food processor, add onion, a bit of bacon, garlic and parsley, and then flour roll them into patties and fry. Oh, so delicious. Try, please, and let me know.
Sounds awesome.
You can buy abalone alive in the tanks at Little Saigon in Footscray, and also buy at Costco frozen. And guys, there is 2 types, black lip and green lip. My personal favourite is black lip abalone. My experience first ever taste was from New Zealand. Plenty there and delicious. Love it. Thanks, Roy from Hoppers Crossing.
Can't believe they've got teeth.
That's it. But
that's it. Got to keep rolling. If you'd like to write to me or these blokes, this is what you have to do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Now, there's another man that sits on the other side of this wall, Kevin, and he's getting those slides. He's just banging on the keyboards tonight. Let's get straight into Portland tuna because we haven't got much time. Some sensational catches. I know a couple of the charter guys down there now. Wayne Sharrick from Sharkmen Fishing Charters, Simon Rinaldi from Red Hot Fishing Charters are both down there now chartering, and already great results on every trip they've been out. And I think we've got some pics here from, that's off Simon's boat on the weekend.
Oh, look at that.
They're good fish.
They're great fish.
And we'll flick through a couple of these photos. I know Sharky put up a video today on Facebook, so if you want to check out his Facebook page, Sharkmen Fishing Charters, and you'll just see quadruple hookups, and it is nuts down there now.
And a bit of a different trend, Dave, to what we've probably heard early in the season. The fish, still plenty of fish in close, but these captures you're seeing now are out wide.
Out wide, yeah. And I know John, our bait supplier, he went out and he saw Simon out. Then he thought, oh no, he's just flying out. He's going out too far. You know, we'll try and there's plenty of fish. But Simon went out and just fish after fish. I mean, you can see that there. It's fantastic. So they're certainly on. They're certainly out wide. You needed to get out there and get amongst them.
Great,
I think
great
Easter,
signs coming up for Easter. Yeah.
In fact, we'll probably see a lot of photos coming next week's program. So. Good stuff, isn't it, Charlie?
And very interesting. There won't be many albacore behind those. We normally see the albies quite far out from Portland quite early.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. We didn't see any albies amongst
Not one albie amongst those photos. So very, very interesting. But anyway, coming up, this week's hotspots and what's coming up on C31 Fishing. And we take a look at Trelly's Grub Rub. Be back shortly on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Hello, Richie Minnow here. It's now time for this week's Fishing Hotspots on Talking Fishing. Marvellous.
Richie Minnow, and make sure you check his Facebook page and like it. He's got his own Facebook page, Richie Minnow, I tell you.
He's flying.
Got more friends than we do.
He's unreal. He seems to appear in every park bench photo. But anyway, he's hanging around.
He goes hard, old Richie.
Boys, hotspots. A lot of people heading away this Easter festive time, and it is a great time. Unfortunately, I think the weather may not be perfect, but watching the news tonight, I think Friday, so it's going to rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday predicted to be dry now, at least. And
settle dust.
And Monday might be a bit wet or something. So anyway, it could be all right. A little bit of wind, I think.
Fishermen, we always find a way.
Exactly, and particularly those people that are going camping and all that sort of stuff, they'll find a spot. But let's kick off with number one, the rip. You can't get past the rip. I'm telling you, the kingfisher's still there. Don't avoid it. Don't not fish it because you think the kingfisher shut down. The kingfisher there in big numbers. You'll get them. Jigs is the best method. If you've got the time, go and get some slimies near the mussel farms. But kingfish galore.
And green jigs.
Green jigs.
Green's been the colour all
And go
season.
big. Last one I got was 320 grams.
Yep, as long as you're getting that.
heavy.
Get the jig into the strike zone, and you'll get them.
You got a ripper of a current going, which could be big tides and that on the weekend. So
heavy jigs.
Yeah, you need to do it. Number two, Coronella over in Western Port. Just a massive amount of species over there, from snapper, elephants, gummies,
whiting,
school shark, calamari, everything. Everything. Flathead, it's just the place to be,
so just lock it in.
If you're going to Phillip Island or anywhere down that western side of Western Port, eastern side of Western Port, some great fishing around the Coronella area. Let's look at some of the regions. Portland is number 3 on our hotspot list, and like we just said, the tuna are on. You need to go out wide. Don't try and catch the odd fish or the small fish that are around close. Get out to the shelf, or get out to at least the 200 metre line.
So plenty of fish still in close, but very flighty. Yeah. Very flighty.
And
go and get your bag.
Follow Sharky, actually.
Oh, you're in trouble.
He can't see this in Portland, so anyway, just follow Sharky, he'll be right. He's got the old putt diesel these days, so he's not quite as quick as he used to be, the old man. And but also whiting. Big calamari around those weed beds as well. Gummies and the kingfish, of course, are still on around Portland, so it's not too cold down there yet for that. So, number 4, Lawn. What a great place to go for Easter.
Yep.
You've got the Lawn Pier, which is alive with salmon, whiting at night, trevally around the pylons.
Heaps of calamari. Look for the ink stains.
I'm told it's black, the deck. The deck of the Lawn Pier.
Awesome.
You've got the surf beaches, which are fishing really, really well for salmon. And then you've got, is it the Erskine River, I think? Runs near the caravan park there. Brim, perch, just absolutely fishing fantastically down at Portland. At Lawn, Number 5, I would have to say Lake Eildon. Apart from the 3 million water skiers up there, it's fishing very, very nicely. And unfortunately, there's one less houseboat there because one burnt down today. I don't know if you boys saw that on the news, but you just got to be careful. Gas, fires, boats, just be careful, that sort of stuff. But if you're going to Lake Eildon, Trolley, you got cod and yellowbelly.
Yes. And redfin and trout.
Trout will be coming on because it's starting to get a bit cooler. The feeder rivers are fantastic this time of year for fly fishing.
We were talking off air. I caught up with Andy McCarthy during the week, who's the Eildon man, and he said the rivers flowing into Eildon are just in crystal clear water, pristine condition. The trout are big, they're active. So if there's a lot of activity going on the lake where you want to fish, get up into the river.
There's big fish being put into pondage up there too, so power
definitely.
bait.
Always a great spot to take the kids, isn't it? Power bait and the old Tassie Devils, pink.
Exactly.
It's always a good
your pink Tassie, the Eildon special.
Yeah, so Lake Eildon, top spot. And lucky last for those people that are heading east, Lake Tyers, you can't go past it.
And again, similar to Lawn.
I know old mate Travis Dowling, it's his second home these days from fisheries. He's heading down there and just going to smack some flathead and brim as he always does.
And fish the surf down there too.
Thing is with Trav, if he gets one over 40 centimetres, he might actually make the show. Catch of the week. I'm sure he's going to try hard this weekend.
Wow.
I'm sure
Good luck, Trav.
Trav is going to try and get a 40 centimetre plus flathead this weekend. So, but good fishing this time of year. Really good. Brim's starting to school up. I think Frank Melito, we had him on 3AW on Friday night. And by the way, 3AW's finished for the season, all over till the end of the AFL season because the AFL starts this
And
week.
the prawns at Lake
40
Tyers too?
centimetres. That 40 centimetres count for Murray Cod? Because I think Travis might have caught a Murray Cod over the
At 40
weekend.
centimetres?
No, it was a bit over 40, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. We're checking out that one.
Didn't send those pics in, but anyway, no, he's a tryhard. he does try hard. But anyway, no, Lake Tyers. Fantastic sort of place. So, now, boys, that's it for hotspots, and hopefully we've helped people get onto some fish for the Easter period. What's coming up on C31, boys? A big weekend of fishing. Catch and Cook is after us. I actually saw Ronnie put a post up on Facebook before. They're going for some Coffin Bay oysters, and then I think they go offshore with some Samsons with Why Not Fishing Charters.
Nice.
Yeah, so it should be a good show coming up tonight. Thursday morning, of course, 6:30 Australian Fishing Network. 7 o'clock, you can see the repeat of our show. So if you're not watching now, and somehow you're hearing this, you can watch us again 7 o'clock on Thursday morning before you go to work. Friday, Catch and Cook fishing trip. Saturday, massive extravaganza. If you've had a big good Friday,
Just leave on Channel 31.
Yeah,
Just leave it
kick
on.
back on the couch all day. Saturday, 10:30 through to 12:30, and then 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So a great coming up on C31, boys. Plenty of fishing, and I should remind people that we are finishing on April 28th, I think, is our last show. So we've got 4 more after this week.
You coming back?
Of course we're coming back.
Oh, are we?
We just need a rest, Trelly. You know what it's like. It will have been 29 weeks of talking fishing. Would you believe that?
Gee, it's gone quick.
It has.
So we've done all right, I reckon, for our first series.
It's gone quick.
And we will be back on the first Tuesday of August. So another 4 weeks to go after this, and a jam-packed 4 weeks, boys. You've seen the run sheets coming up and the planning and that, and just really, really big. But anyway, 4 weeks' time, that's it for 3 months. We'll have May, June, July off, back in August. So
big mailbag by then.
Trelly, I saw something you emailed around the group the other day. Trelly's Grub Rub. Please, as Paul and Answer would say, please explain.
Well, what I've actually done there is you see products with cents in them, right? As far as fish attracting
not dollars
cents.
and cents.
That's right. No. So there's a product there called Ultra Bite, which works really, really well.
Yeah.
And it comes in different containers. And I'm trying to get into a container that's user friendly, that you can actually rub on your grub. So you put your grub in a sock, you rub your grub with Trelly's Grub Rub, and away you go.
Yeah, Trelly.
That's the
you
best.
sat here one day.
That is the best.
You sat here one day and ate a grub in front of us live on television.
Yeah.
He'll eat 2 with Grub Rub.
Are you going to
It's
whack
strawberry
grub rub?
flavoured. It's fine.
It's strawberry.
No, I made that bit up.
It's yellow. It looks lemon.
Yeah,
you
it's a
you
marinade.
actually would have got away with that if you'd have said that's like lemon.
It's a marinade.
I should have said lemon.
So what's in it?
It's actually a lot of those baits are actually like a wax based, and there's a certain percentage of
Hang on.
scent.
The last time I tried to use wax as bait, it didn't work. What do you mean wax based?
Oh, you don't use the stuff out of your ears, Dave. So no, it's a wax-based formula that they put scent into.
Yeah.
So it's applicable. You know, it applies better and it sticks to things like you have your concentrate added.
Yep.
And a lot of it's like watery runs. Well, we've developed one that's actually a bit of a pasty type one.
There you go.
So it'll stick to your grub.
Yep.
There you go.
So you rub your grub.
Now, would you put it in a sock before you rubbed your grub?
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely
well,
sock
you
it.
can you can go bare if you want to, but you can go in the sock if you want to. So yeah. But remember when you use it, you can actually, like when you're fishing towards structure, you put one in, try and get as close as the bottom of your structure, and your next rod, set it about 3 metres up, directly upstream, so the scent will actually work and pull.
Okay. So we've got to look out for Trelly's Grub Rub.
Yeah.
There you go. A fascinating thing, we were up in Sydney 2 weekends ago, and I fished with Mark Dunphy. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, I can't remember.
Yep, you did.
Did I? Yeah, about the S factor.
Yeah.
Some people are religious about this sort of stuff, about the scent, it's
absolutely,
just...
I'd use that S factor on bream fishing, that type of thing. It works great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff. So, and there's a few other scents out now. I think Dizzy
scent.
Are they?
Yeah,
They're
Saxon scent.
that's the Tolondo special Dizzy
Yeah,
scent.
that's right. Oh, mate, Trevi loves it, doesn't
Yep,
he?
it's the Tolondo special Dizzy scent.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. Use your Grub Rub, your scent, your S factor, all that sort of stuff.
Rub it up.
Put it in the sock first.
We might talk a bit more about whether you should put it on bait next week. But
Yes.
anyway, let's just park that one. That's it for Talking Fishing. Hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, tuna season will have kicked up a gear and we'll have all the highlights from Portland. Until next Tuesday evening, stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing. Talking fishing.